you opened any of those?
No, I had not.
Okay, no problem. Hey, just remember when you show us just to hold up whatever you take at the end. No worries, sir. Thank you.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic live stream here at Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. We're already into the action, as you can see. Unlike our usual standard drafts, we've got Return to Ravnica block booster draft tonight. So we're starting off, we're watching Alec Myers make his picks. We're starting off on the Dragon's Maze pack. He's going to go through and pick out the ones he's considering here. We've seen Amara, which is probably the worst card possible, a Gruul Guildgate, but he's shuffling a few here to the front. We've got the 2-1 Trample Evolve guy, we've got the Regenerating Ping You When You Block guy, and we've got the War Leader's Helix. So it should be interesting. I know Alec is a Orzhov guy by choice. I think he's going to take the removal spell. The Helix is really good, but looks like he's... I do have to be quiet because these guys are right outside. No, he ends up taking the Battering Crisis. Oh! Last minute audible there. I think he took the Helix there.
You switched to the last minute.
And he did, in fact, take the War Leader's Helix here. So, Rakdos Kirun, First Strike Overload spell. Zertod Druid is really strong. May not want to commit to that color commitment right now. Oh, the First Blade's really good, too. Basically gets in for 4, very aggressive card. If he can get into a strong Boros build here early, then that puts him in a good spot in Pack 2. And I think he's just going to auto-pick the 2-2 Haste guy. Seems like a pretty good spot there. Viashano First Blade. So 2 Boros cards off the first 2 packs of Dragon's Maze. He's in a pretty strong spot here, and we'll see if the cards continue to follow to him. So we've got the 2-1 First Strike, Must Attack Every Turn. That's a pretty good guy. Rakdos Kirun, Green Gatekeepers, and there's the Is It Champion Melik, which is basically unplayable in this format. Simic Cluestone. Got a Deputy. I just don't want that one, I guess. Got a Drown in Filth. The Gruul War Chant. The Green Maze Behemoth. And I don't know what the last card was. He ends up taking the Gruul War Chant. So now we're on into our 4th pick here. There's a Steeple Rock's actually not that bad. It's a pretty good spot in the curve. Another Riot Piker, Sinister Possession, Scab Clan Giant. Look at strong Naya cards here. And that's in fact what he ends up taking here. So this is something we saw in the pre-release, or at least here locally we saw that a lot of the guys leaning on the... so the War Trant's basically an Anthem effect, high on the curve, but the Gruul decks kind of tend to be that way. A lot of the guys opened Boros guild packs because Boros was so strong in the in just Gatecrash sealed, so they kind of leaned that way just on the previous preference, and we ended up seeing a lot of the Boros decks end up being Naya. So we see another Champion of Vorel, and we see a Sin Collector, basically a Castigate Bear. Not a pretty good card, but not in this spot. Dimir Cluestone. Looks like Alex may be getting cut off of Boros cards here, as he's getting fed from the left. There's a Boros Cluestone, which I imagine you would take the Cluestone here. Just for value at this point, because I'm not sure anything else is going to make the cut. He's going to take the Sin Collector, which is basically Castigate on a stick. So he has keeping himself open a little bit here to a Naya build or to a Orzhov Splashing Red. So we've got a bunch of 10th picks here in this pack. A couple more clue stones. I guess clue stones are a lot different than like the bounce lands and signets were in the Ravnica lands. I don't think you really want to waste a lot of early picks on those. Question in chat, is Malik even playable? He's playable in Commander and pretty much only in Commander. And so we pick the Blood Rush guy. So getting late in the pack here. See the Regenerate spell, and is it Clue Stone? And we got a Rebel Belt Maka, which probably makes the cut here. Rebel Belt Maka is actually pretty good. The Blood Rushing for 3 is basically a Lightning Bolt. That's a pretty good utility card. And it's a Hill Giant. Sometimes you need a Hill Giant. So Alec here heavily invested in red, but then has basically can splash any color other than black or blue, or blue I should say, as he does have a small. So what's a card in the back there? It's a Guildgate, the white maze creature, which is basically unplayable. What is this card? Some monocolored random nonsense. As you hear Alec on the ambient mic taking the Dimir card, knowing he's not going to play it, but he is getting cut off. So there is the Glare of Battle, the Maze Rusher. The red maze creature may be playable since it is a 6-power haste guy, but it's pretty deep on the curve. The Nivik Cyclops, which is not really playable in this format. So the Glaze of Battle is pretty good, but it's another high spot on his curve. So he's got some very impactful cards that lean heavily on him actually having a creature base already. He can play the red side of Toil and Trouble. There's the Death Touch Gorgon, Clear Path, Mutant's Prey, Runner's Bane, and excuse me, a Guildgate. So the white cards are drawing up here. Looks like the red cards might be drawing up as well too. See, interesting to see what he says here. What he picks here. Clear Path, the only red card in the pack, is the worst card possible, and he's going to take the split card just for utility, I imagine. Although the red side of that card, being a sudden impact, is not really where you want to be. All of the guilds. There's that green maze behemoth back. Might as well take it. It is a guy. It's 5/4 trample for 6. It's not the worst card. The 4-ass makes it a little bit difficult with the trample, but still perfectly playable. Sometimes you just need a guy. So we see Alec fanning out his picks so far. Started off strong on a aggro Boros plan, and then kind of got cut off. So we see Rot Farm Skeleton. Seems like a card that should have been taken at this point. So he does take the white Maze Sentinel. Probably take the on-color Clue Stone here, although he is excited about that foil Dimir Charm. And it seems like this is the time of the draft where you should be taking the Clue Stones anyway, because they are readily available, as he just picked up 3. So there's his pack. There's his pack 1. That is the Dragon's Maze pack. We'll move into the Gatecrash pack now. Obviously, both Boros and Gruul and Orzhov, all things that Alec is representing with his current pick so far. Yep, that's pretty easy. Pretty easy pick right off the top here, as he opens an Aurelia, which is pretty good. We did see a Spire Tracer there. Warmind Infantry is playable. The Halberders is okay. Mugging is also a really good card too, but he's going to wheel something good out of this pack. Nimini, Horror of the Dim. We see the Orzhov Guild Mage. But obviously we're taking the Aurelia. Seems like the best thing he could have possibly opened there, as it will. I think opposite that may be the best card in general, but it's very close with Aurelia for just raw power. Synogatai is a pretty good card to have in any white deck. See Black Denizen, another infantry. Hydroform Grizzly Spectacles are really good. Somebody's going to get that treat later on, but he can't play at this point. Active Treason is really good. I think that might be my pick in this spot. The Guild Mage is very good. This pack is, and the Veteran's very good too, and the Obedience is very good. So Alec has about 7 first picks in this. The Infantry is not good enough, but I think it's between the Obedience and the Guild Mage. I think you can safely not take the Guild Mage and hope to get it back. I think I take the Blind Obedience here, or the Act. The Guild Mage is the best card in a vacuum, I would think, but trying to get 2 of them, I would think, would be... trying to think, Alec's deck is not really setting itself up to be a very good Extort deck, so the Blind Obedience might not be that good. I think I'd take the Guild Mage. Just being able to, double Koth in a turn is very strong. And that's where Alec ended up going. Showing why he is better at draft than I am, by taking the better card. Looks like the chat was also interested in that card. So we see the 2/2 Haste Goblin. We've seen Ember Beast, which might get a consideration. We see Gruul Guildgate. We see Wild Rebirth, Foundry Street Denizen. We're not really a Foundry Street Denizen kind of deck here. And then Fortress Cyclops off the end. So Ember Beast or Hellraiser Goblin. I think I take the Beast here. Goblin a little bit too much of a liability. Alec could pull a little bit light on removal. I'll say that he does have the Helix, but there we see everyone's favorite Zerichi Tiger, a foil Bioshift. Jordan Petio will no doubt step up. So we see Guardian of the Gateless. Sunhome Guild Mage, which he immediately slams. And then Primal Visitation, which is, in my opinion, the worst card in the Gatecrash sealed. So he takes the Boros Guild Mage as well. So he's clearly on a Naya plan here. There's another Infantry, another Syndic of Ties. Nav Squad Commando's not very good. Keyrune, Mortis Strider, Madcap Skills. I don't really know if he's a Madcap Skills deck, though. I don't think he is. In a more aggressive Boros deck, I think he'd play that, but he's not really a Battalion deck either, so I think you take the Syndic here. I think I might disagree with Alec on that one. The Infantry is a very good card. It's just remembering his packs so far. I'm trying to remember if he has enough to turn on Battalion with any kind of regularity. So passing this, there's Zertos one, which is probably going to be the pick. So he can floop the pig, as the kids might say. Seems to be like the only playable card in the pack, other than the 5-drop red creature. There's Ruination Worm. Court Street Denizen. I don't know if he's got enough white creatures to make that particularly good, but it is a good card as well. Dimir Charm is going to be, if there's a Dimir player, he's going to take the white Denizen, which lets him tap down a creature when he plays a white card, so has some possible synergies there if he goes aggressive. And Revel Horror is pretty good, just not his colors. Psychic Strike, some good Dimir cards in this pack. Probably take just the Guildgate here, fix our mana a little bit. He's past infinite of those Thunder Fists. He's already got much better 5-drops anyway, I would think. Moving deep into the Gatecrash pack now, we've got Shadow Sluice, Shielded Passage, Smog Elemental, which is awful. So we're just hate drafting here at this point. So whichever card you don't want to play against, or you can take the Shielded Passage as a combat trick. Don't know if it will make the cut or not, but and the Veteran came back, so that's probably what he's going to take here. And that is, in fact, what he's taking back. That, of course, was the pack that had the like 4 or 5 first picks in it. The Ordra Veteran, I'd have to look it up here. can't remember what the name of it is. We'll have to check. It has a couple activated abilities. This is the pack that came back with a Primal Visitation in it. Primal Visitation is literally the worst card in the set, in my opinion. I don't know what kind of creature you would want to give haste that you can also have 5 mana up to to cast, but Mortis Strider, Horror of the Dim. Alec just being funny now and taking the basic lands. There's a Thunder Fist, which might make the deck as a... And then there's the Plains. And now we go back into the Return to Ravnica pack. See what oldies but goodies we have in this one. So the Origin Vetter is a 3/1 for 4. It has Battalion. When it attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. Not the best card, but has its ups. So let's see what he's got in. So of course there is no Boros Guild in this set, so we're looking for Selesnya cards. I guess we're staying on theme. Axebane Guardian, not very good. We've got a Mesa Pegasus, also not very good. Cremate, Is It Charm, not very good. Rogue's Passage, and Wayfaring Temple, probably a good pick here. Slime Molding good too. Which one does he want? Slime Molding or, oh no, Courser's Accord. I didn't even see him lay that down. Alright, on to the second pick here. We see a new Prov Guild Mage, which is really good, but not in his colors. We see Basic Island, also very strong. Mind Rather's Ethereal Armor. Dramatic Rescue, also very good. You can play Golgari Longlegs, it's going to be very hard for him to cast. You can play the Dyna Charge. Oh no, Cellar of Songbirds. So he takes the value guy. He's thinking about Gatecreeper Vine here. I guess just for fixing. Given how much his deck's mana base is relatively greedy, that seems like a perfectly reasonable play. Street Spasm is very good. That's pretty much a automatic here. Rootborn Defenses would be good in a other circumstance, but it's hard to pass up the potential sweeper. Troj Beetle, pretty good bear. Just not in the deck he's playing. Rakdos Cackler. You take the Street Spasm here. He doesn't have much removal as it is. So one-sided Earthquake potential. So moving deep here, about halfway through the Return to Ravnica pack, another Axebane Guardian. Viashano guy that not really playable. Bizarre Crovad. There's a Dredge Beetle. You might take the Dredge Beetle at this point. It's a fine dude. Keening Apparition. And Horncaller's Chant. It's not the most exciting cards, but there's some utility in these three. I don't like the Guardian. I would not be pleased with that pick. He only has one other defender. I hate that. Seems like his deck is way more aggressive than drafting that potential mana fixer. I mean, it might be fine. It depends on... He did pick in the first pack, and the Electrickery seems to... I think that would be the pick here, but he just passes right past it. Let's see what else is here. Remembering in the first pack, in the Dragon's Maze pack, we went pretty deep on 5 and 6 drops. Downsize, a Gutter Snipe, a Hellful Flare Roller, which is very good and very late in this draft, it seems like. But Alec's going to be a little stuck here to find which one of these is the most playable. He's not going to be able to splash that Flailer. He can take another, he can go all in on the Axebane Guardian plan and then play 6 drops. I think there's another one floating around too, so he could potentially eschew his aggressive cards. Remember, he did draft an Aurelia, so turn 4 Aurelia in this format is probably good enough. Trestle Troll, we see the Lava Spike, or the Lava Axe, or whatever. There's another Axebane Guardian. How deep do you want to go down the rabbit hole? Gutter Snipe, not very good in his deck. Paralyzing Grasp, which is a great card, but not in his, he does take the Viashano guy. Is that Racketeer, I think? Vassal Soul, pretty good. It's going to be hard for him to cast double white. Bellows Lizard, probably not where he wants to be. Stab Wound, very good. Very late in this draft to get a Stab Wound. Judges was familiar, basically just for evasion. Guess you would take Avenging Arrow here. Take that removal. And that's what he does in fact take. Drain Pipe Vermin. Fairy Imposter. Another Dramatic Rescue. So I guess you just pick whichever card you don't want to play against the most here. Probably take the Rune Wing or the Dramatic Rescue, probably. Lots of tricks available with the Rescue, and Rune Wing is a pretty good value creature. This deck is going to struggle against Flyers, right? And then we get back to Alec's first pack, the pack he opened. Slime Molding's still in the pack. I think that's what we would take here. Just play it as a Fireball. The later we get in the draft, the more, the less precise, the more exaggerated Alec's hand movements become. He's spending a lot of time on this Rogue's Passage. I don't think... Okay, it was just he was just distracted, I guess. So Slime Molding is the pick there. Ethereal Armor, not very good. There's another... The Goblin Goose is an odd spot in the curve. It's like a 5-drop that doesn't really do that much. But it might be the card here. You can play Ethereal Armor just to give something first strike as a pump effect, but I don't really think that's what we want to be doing with our... He takes another Dramatic Rescue, I guess, just to hate draft it. See a Batterhorn, which is unplayable. This is such a late Void Wielder. There's not a Dimir drafter at this table, it looks like. There's so many good cards that haven't been picked up. So you can take the Slum Reaper here or the Trestle Troll. Trestle Troll's a little bit harder to deal with. Takes a Doorkeeper. His 14th pick is whatever that vanilla creature was, and boom, Mountain. So there we have his picks. He's got a pretty solid Naya deck. We're going to go outside, take a quick break, switch the camera, and we'll watch him build his deck.